A huge crowd and a foul afternoon bearing testimony to the buoyancy in the Celtic camp in particular, with their fans out in force after their victory over Rangers last week. Mark McGee is in the side, though, to replace Andy Walker. One other change in the Celtic ranks is that Tommy Burns plays on the left side of midfield to replace Billy Stark, so a freshening of the Celtic side. So there's Burns coming back into the side, missed a few games to injury earlier in the season, then couldn't get in because of excellent form shown particularly by Billy Stark. Here's Joe Miller with the first corner kick of the match. Lex Bailey attacking the ball, it's headed away by Brian Hamilton, and the big defenders coming up for Celtic, putting pressure on the St Mirren defence. Brian Hamilton headed away despite the foul being given to St Mirren inside the box. Well, St Mirren too have made some changes to their side. They have welcomed back Tony Fitzpatrick and Dave Winnie after injury. And there's McDowall, the referee waves play on. Ian Ferguson now striding forward for St Mirren. The space on the left for Conroy. And the early ball inside, played over the top by Paul Lambert, but a fine sweeping move that from St Mirren. Aiken, McAvennie's header, linking well with Miller. Well, appear to be caught there by Conroy, but Stay has it for Celtic. Now Burns, probing for the opening at the edge of the box. Still Tommy Burns. That's well struck. A good save by Money. But Tommy Burns certainly using the elements to his advantage. Tangle between Bailey and McDowall, and the free kick goes Celtic's way. Two powerful players, young Lex Bailey and Kenny McDowall for St Mirren. And a bit of wrestling while the ball was in mid-air, and the referee decides that McDowall was the culprit and Bailey the victim. The Celtics throw. Anton Rogan using Derek White. Much more license to go forward, of course, with Roy Aiken in the sweeper role. That's a good pass. Here's Burns. Well, you can see the intention clearly, trying to chip that towards the far corner as Money came off his line. Very difficult with the wind behind, but good play there from Celtic. Derek Hamilton going forward. Filming a good angle inside. Working with Ferguson. There's Brian Hamilton. Very comfortable in this position. And the shot wasn't far away. Alan McKnight diving full length to his right. It was Brian Hamilton who tested the Celtic defence, playing in central defence, but a natural midfield player striding forward, change of pace to set up the shooting chance just wide of goal. Here's White. Now Burns. Oh, that's good play from Burns. Now he's got Joe Miller free on the right, the chance for Celtic. McAvennie couldn't get on the end of that rebound, and it's swept away by Lambert. Celtic still keeping the pressure on. Oh, Lambert now breaking it up, playing it forward for McDowall. Playing the ball out for the throw, but good play there from Tommy Burns for Celtic. Striding out of midfield, playing it forward to Miller. That's a very powerful finish from Joe Miller, beaten away by Money, and McAvennie couldn't get on the end of the rebound. Here's Aiken. Now Morris. Trying to find Burns on the left. This is Fitzpatrick, supported by Conroy. Ian Ferguson is caught offside on the far side. The free kick will be taken by Derek White. Steady downpour, making conditions even more difficult. Up goes McGee, setting it back for McAvennie, and a fine snapshot from the Celtic striker. He didn't hang about at all as it came back from Mark McGee. First time in the volley, and just a little too high. Conditions now utterly miserable for players and fans alike. There's McDowall. Breaks off Derek White. And Ferguson can't collect the pass. Ball skidding off the wet surface. And Kenny McDowall has taken a knock around the right ankle. Header by Fitzpatrick, yes, Ferguson. Cameron couldn't gather the ball. Well, it's now one of those desperately wet, cold January afternoons when league titles can be greatly influenced. Celtic at the top of the league, but anxious to give no ground here as McStay comes forward. Waits for Morris. Good deep cross. And Campbell Money lets the ball slip out of his grasp. What a complete disaster for the St Mirren keeper. The credit will go to Chris Morris for the cross. But it was always on in such treacherous conditions. It was Paul McStay who bided his time in the build-up. Set the pass up for Chris Morris. A very awkward ball for any goalkeeper, and you have to sympathise there with Campbell Money as the ball slithers into the net. McDowall, early off for Lambert. Good ball now to Cameron, who's very quick indeed. And the tackle was beautifully timed by White. Derek White showing the kind of defensive ability which has interested the Scotland manager Andy Roxburgh. Here's Paul Lambert. That's a good effort from Ferguson. Getting in there for the snapshot inside the box. It was deflected by Bailey over the top. It's a St Mirren corner kick. But here's Ian Ferguson at his best. Lambert's corner kick. His header. Going straight to Cameron, but there's no further action in the first half. The half-time whistle goes. Celtic depart leading by 1-0, and Campbell Money is the player who certainly gave them the lead. One of Scotland's finest goalkeepers, a victim of these treacherous conditions, as a fine cross came over from Chris Morris. Money, who hadn't made a mistake all day, fumbled, the ball was in the net, and that's what gives Celtic that vital lead. It's St Mirren 0, Celtic 1. The heavy downpour has dwindled to a slight drizzle for the moment, but it's very heavy indeed underfoot. The wind still blowing, in St Mirren's favour. I fancy Celtic will not be at all unhappy about that. Their style of play, I think, better suited to playing the ball on the ground forward, and playing against the wind may in fact be of some assistance. So Derek White and Tony Fitzpatrick collide, and referee Waddle gives the decision to Celtic. That's the annoyance of the St Mirren skipper. He can still manage a smile nevertheless. So Roy Aitken organising his forwards for the free kick, which was intended for Rogan. There's no question about it that Celtic got a substantial bonus there from the error by Campbell Money. I fancy they'll be very anxious indeed to develop that with a clear-cut goal of their own as early in the second half as they can. But St Mirren can be depended upon, I'm sure, to press forward looking for an equaliser. They certainly lack nothing in terms of fighting spirit, the men from Love Street. Back it goes to Hamilton. Put under pressure by McAvennie. One of the features of the Celtic forwards play is the fact that they give defenders no peace at all. It was McAvennie demonstrating that. Linking now with Conroy. Fitzpatrick. A superb pass from Fitzpatrick, picking out Cameron on the right. He's away from Rogan. 1-2, and the fine ball by Lambert into the path of Cameron is wasted in the end by the finishing effort. Billy beating Ferguson for the high ball. Played away by Conroy. Well, Mike Conroy was a central striker for Clydebank, but operating wide on the left at the moment for St Mirren. Here's Frank McAvennie. And McAvennie tripped by Mike Conroy. He's trying to make his way towards the byline. Free kick to Celtic. And an opportunity once again for Lex Bailey and Derek White to make their way into the box. 6 feet 2 inches tall, Lex Bailey. There's Morris. The header from McGee. And that's turned away by Campbell Money. What a magnificent piece of goalkeeping. McGee must have thought that he was certain to make it goal number 2. And if Money was at fault for the Celtic opener, he certainly has redeemed himself. Another in attack is Mark McGee. That's well timed. He needs help in the middle. A semblance of an error that time from Campbell Money. Sure piece of handling. Ferguson carries the ball out. Morris with a long ball forward. Brian Hamilton sends it back to Money. Another excellent young prospect here at Paisley. Ferguson. That's towards Lambert. Now McDowall. And that's a magnificent goal from St Mirren. A stunning finish from Kenny McDowall, and St Mirren are back on level terms. Well, you won't see a better build-up than that. Alan McKnight was left with no chance at all. Started from midfield with the ball swept wide by McDowall. When the pass came inside, it was McDowall who was there with that sizzling finish, which left McKnight with no chance at all. McDowall trying to turn away from Bailey. It's a good tackle by the defender, and it's a corner kick to St Mirren. Paul Lambert taking these corner kicks for St Mirren. Short one preferred this time. Cameron and Lambert linking up. Bailey heading it wide. Here's Ferguson. And it's turned behind for the goal kick by Ian Ferguson. Another chance goes a begging for St Mirren to test Alan McKnight. So hold on now, because Kenny McDowall has gone down at the edge of the box. He's certainly been in the wars this afternoon. He appears to have taken another head knock. Looks as though Kenny McDowall will have to leave the scene. That's Paul Chalmers preparing to come on. So off goes McDowall and on goes Paul Chalmers. So against his former club. Son of Steve Chalmers, the man who scored a winner in the European Cup final in '67 for Celtic. This is Ian Ferguson. Chances on for Conroy. Another great passing movement from St Mirren. The final shot from Conroy had no real power. The chase is on between Chalmers and Morris, but it's gone for a throw-in. McDowall throw called. It's Chris Morris who was penalised for not putting the ball fully over his head. Eric Hamilton gets it right. That's a good turn by Ferguson. Bailey and Aiken closing in and forcing him to turn the ball behind, but Ferguson beginning to exert himself now up front for St Mirren, sensing the prospect of victory. There's Barnes. Towards Miller. They appear to be pushed from the back by Hamilton, and the linesman draws the referee's attention to that, so Celtic have a free kick. They're beginning to pick up the pace a bit now towards the closing stages, the league leaders. There's Paul McStay. Well saved again by Money. Turned away for the corner kick. Well, if Campbell Money made an error in the first half, he certainly has compensated in the second. Paul McStay's shot was the one which was brilliantly saved. Joe Miller with a throw. There's Mark McGee. Looking for support. There's cross. Rogan is there. Once again, Money judged things well in his goal line. Derek White underneath that long kick out. The header finds Mike Conroy. Bailey sliding in with the clearance. With Derek Hamilton. Paul McStay, this is Joe Miller, he's away from his marker now. Chances on for Celtic with McAvennie and McGee in support in the middle. Still Joe Miller. And it's appeals for a penalty kick for handball, waved aside by the referee. Joe Miller protesting to the far side linesman, David Graham from Indoleithen, is being asked to influence the referee, but to no avail. Certainly appeared to strike a hand as Miller came forward. And there's going to be trouble for one player from Celtic. It's Paul McStay, who's about to be booked for protesting too vehemently to referee Waddle. Well, Joe Miller striding towards the byline, playing the ball across goal. It appeared to strike a hand. The referee clearly taking the view that there was no intention and therefore no offence. Paul McStay, a rare occurrence for him. He's booked for dissent. Joe Miller with a corner kick. Goes Bailey. There's Rogan. Now McGee. Shipping it to the far side. McAvennie is bundled off the ball, and that certainly is a penalty kick. No argument at all about that. Derek Hamilton was the offender. Now the Celtic regular penalty taker, Andy Walker, is not on the field, so Frank McAvennie will take the kick. Well, McAvennie facing Campbell Money. A vital kick. It's very hard for St Mirren to come back from a success here from McAvennie, but the long delay adding to the tension. There's another booking going on. It looks like Paul Lambert has been booked. So now the penalty can be taken. So here's Frank McAvennie against Campbell Money. And that's a superb save by Money. Campbell Money dancing with delight on his goal line. McAvennie's head hangs. He knows he's passed up the best chance so far to win the match for Celtic. And perhaps the long delay contributed to that uncertainty on the part of McAvennie. He came forward to take the penalty. Money was very quick going to his left to make the save. And now McGee. Oh, that's good play. McAvennie now had a chance to make amends. It's Frank McAvennie. But he couldn't get the shot on target. Now he would have relished a successful finish to that attack. And that tells the tale for St Mirren as Mike Conroy thumps the ball out, and that's the last action of the match. The final whistle goes. Celtic have dropped the vital championship point, and the story of the match revolves around the St Mirren keeper Campbell Money. A disaster just before half-time. Now being congratulated, though, by all his teammates for putting up the shutters in the second half and for pulling off that marvellous save from Frank McAvennie's penalty kick just before the end.
Campbell, you have to tell us about that Celtic goal.
I have to tell you about the Celtic goal, John. What a